up with a bit of a torque roll. Comes out inverted, goes right side up and dives back down. Next, his version of an avalanche. This is a loop, normally has a snap roll on top, but instead he's going to throw in a quick tumble. And yes, this is another of those purpose-built aerobatic aircraft flown to victory several times in the World Aerobatic Championship since the mid-1990s. Watch now for what he calls the shark tooth, pulling to the vertical with 1.5 rolls, pushing over on the down line with rolls in that. This airplane can roll around its center axis at about 420 degrees a second, climb at 3,700 feet a minute, and has a maximum speed of about 65 miles an hour. Next up, the spiraling tower, rolling right, adding right rudder for an balance at the top. He'll push back and start spinning. At the very top, brings the stick back to enter it upright flat spin. And there it is. Thanks to cutting-edge technology, very unique paint scheme on this plane. Watch closely, you'll see it appears to change color constantly, depending on the angle from which you see it. The same part of the airplane actually changes color from green to purple to blue, along with gold, yellow, pink, and orange. It just depends on the angle of the light and where you are standing. A big dive. Going to be a lot of speed at the bottom of that one as he gets back towards show center. Pulls the airplane up. And just flips it end for end. And if that isn't enough, throwing a little roll that way and then roll twice that way. Snapping that airplane around. That one he calls, with justifiable, the Sidewinder. And out to the right, once again, goes right up in the air, pulls a couple of snaps on the way up. He calls this the flip top, and there he is, flipping over the top. Next up, he's called in this next sequence, dinks. And here's why. Did you see that over there? Wait a minute, we can do it for you right over here. And he realizes there's some folks on down the line, so he's going to go on down there and what the heck, throw it again. A mini three-quarter loop. Going to pull up to about 30 degrees. Basically, he calls that one the centrifuge, and now you know why. Out to the right, once again, climb and climb and climb as he takes it up into a torque roll. And in this, the revolution of the engine will cause the airplane to seem to stop in the air and just spin around. There he is right there doing that torque roll. Begins to slide backwards, picking up speed, picking up speed, picking up speed, getting up to around 30 miles an hour backwards. Controls, by the way, are reversed when you're doing that. Then he flips it over and heads back down towards show center. A very slow roll now to show you the multiple colors of the airplane. He calls this the chameleon. Next up, the neckties. He pulls to the vertical, rolling right and adding right rudder off balance at the top. He'll push forward, reverse to a pirouette, draw the knot of the tie, and then point straight down to finish tying it up. I remember earlier he did that one that was sort of like an avalanche. This time he's going to actually do the avalanche. But first, of course, he has to go through here and flip the airplane around a little bit. There we go. There's the loop. Let's do 2, 3, I don't know. Do as many snap rolls as will fit there, Bill. Go right for it. Come back down the other side and complete that loop. Here's a maneuver dating all the way back to World War I, the Immelman turn. Done his way, that'll be coming about to the right. And following that, he is going to do a
No hay sábado sin sol.
From probably the master of this, and that is a fellow named Wayne Handley. And it's called the Wee Tumble. And here we go. Woo-wee. Out to the left, going to do a hammerhead turn. Looks like a hammer going up there. Well, now it looks like a hammer going up in the air. For a while there, it looked like a hammer out of control. There we go. This is called the hammerhead turn. Just about stopped flying. Got a little bit of energy left. We'll punch the rudder pedal to bring her over and head back towards the ground. Got to come right down through here. And this one is going to be really hard on him because he's going to turn himself upside down. Have to remember the controls are working a little differently when you're upside down. Whap, like that. Wings perfectly level. Right down the flight line in the inverted pass. Next up, something called the SO2, from an inverted push to nearly vertical, and he'll start a right-to-right tumble at just 80 knots. Puts the airplane into his hover. He calls it the Harrier, and you'll see why when you see the Harrier fly later, by the way. But basically just stopping the airplane in the air using the raw power of the engine and that prop. The airflow back over the controls of the tail, helping him to hold it there, and by golly, he has it stopped. Next up, slideways, a huge amount of left and right yaw, that is, because he wants to get a good look at all of you. So here comes back around on the right, and he's going to be looking at you from both sides of the airplane. Now, he can't hear you applaud because it's kind of noisy in there with the engine running right in front of him. But he sure could see you wave, so wave as big as you can. And here